Hey guys, it's quote unquote your boy, Ballface8020, back again with another great response video. So anyway, yeah, this is another Casey one because this one, I mean, the video is just Casey being Casey, not worth talking about. But this is interesting because we get to see Casey show off his star pupil, his greatest success. So, it'll probably be pretty short, but I'm going to skip the whole beginning part of the video. So this is where Casey talks about like how great his masculine behavioral therapy is. This is his exhibit A. So let's see what Casey's magic was able to work.
The majority of you guys are anxious and you're uptight because you don't make enough cash. That's the cold hard fact. If you made more cash, you would be able to pay your bills on time, you'd be able to feel good about yourself, and you would know that you have disposable income to actually live life on your own terms.
Now, I would be about as anxious even if I was like a multi-millionaire or multi-billionaire. My anxiety is more inherent. I think that you're always going to find stuff to do. I mean, yeah, I guess if you have money, that's like one less thing to worry about. But I don't think that's the main reason people are anxious. I don't think that I just don't think that's true. I think people do worry about money, but like life is anxiety, So yeah, I don't think making a lot of money is going to necessarily solve your problems. But by all means, like I said, I'd rather have money than not have it.
Terms. Health, wealth, well-being. If it sounds like I'm on a rant and I'm on a tangent right now, I am, because this testimonial I'm about to show you is going to be key. There's so many guys that look at me and they go, Casey, I'm not like you. I can't talk like you. I don't have 150,000 subscribers. I can't build business. I can't talk to women. I can't keep a girlfriend. I'm not you. Maybe I'm just not cut out for it. That is BS. That is totally BS. Here's why. Play tape of the screen. This was Ryan before MBT. I want you to actually notice how he looks, how he talks, how he dresses, and how he acts, and how he carries himself. Here's his before testimonial right now.
I was on YouTube one day, and I was trying to find strategies with dating, watching YouTube, pickup artists or whatever, and Casey's ad pops up. I was in my room, I was watching the YouTube video. Casey's ad popped up for the MBT coaching, and Casey looked like a solid dude. So I was like, you know what, let's just click this out. Let's just see what he's about. And there was a webinar starting in 2 minutes. I was like, crap, I got to grab my notebook. Like, let's go ahead and get this out.
Okay, cool. You saw that.
Okay, a couple problems. First of all, the webinar thing, that's a marketing tactic. Where what they do is they put up, and maybe Casey is the exception, but I've seen Dan Locke and stuff do this. They do these things where, and Dan Locke is not the only one, where they say, like, you click on the ad and they're like, hey, there's a webinar that's about to start. And the idea is the person thinks that the webinar is live, but it's actually been pre-recorded. Why this is, they've actually gotten me with this before. Why they do this, I'm not sure. Like, what is the advantage of making the person thinking they're watching a live webinar as opposed to a recorded one? I don't know. If there's anybody anybody who out there who's watching this knows, let us know in the comments, because I'm not sure what the point is. I mean, it's skeezy, but I just don't see the point of it. I don't see how that's going to help get a sale or anything. So let's talk about the guy in his before picture. You can tell a lot just by like watching somebody and how they talk and stuff. Obviously I don't know the guy, but go back and look at him, and here's a few things that jump out to me. 1, very good hair. 2, good skull, good skull shape. He just looked like a low forehead. The face didn't look, I mean, it didn't look great, but the face looked above average, even though he was carrying too much weight. I could tell from the way he was speaking that he was intelligent. And when he said about grabbing a notebook, he's obviously a studious type, so he's going to be very coachable. And remember, coachability is not coachable. So, I mean, there's a black pill for you. Also, what you can tell is really, unlike Casey, he just kind of radiates a sort of warmth and likability. Now, part of it could be his naivety, because if you're watching and thinking that Casey looks like a good, solid dude, it means that, either your judgment sucks or you're just very naive. So, that was, so we can't act like we've turned like Casey's star pupil was some incel. I mean, we can see from the beginning that this guy has stuff. I mean, honestly, that guy had more going for him than even Joe Descartes, I think. I mean, Joe Descartes is bigger, but Joe Descartes, you can tell, is like his personality, something is a little bit off. You can tell that this guy, like, the problem with this guy's personality, you can tell from him talking, is that he's a nerd. He's a nerd. He's a dork. Doesn't have much confidence and stuff. But his personality is actually pretty good. He seems like a nice, probably an interesting guy overall. So there was so much to work with there. So let's continue.
That was him.
Oh no, not the ads again.
Human beings are natural storytellers.
Is that the Reading
The
Rainbow?
purpose of storytelling is to connect.
I think that's the Reading
The
Rainbow.
dude was not what he wanted to be. This guy came into this worried about women and ended up turning his entire life around. This is Ryan now.
It's Ryan from the MBT 1%er program coming at you. And I just got to talk to you guys a little bit about this program, because this program has absolutely changed my life. I'm able to go up to whatever woman I want, whenever I want, and get push button consistent results whenever I want. Right now, as of today in 2021, I've been working with Casey Zander for over a year and a half. I joined the program May of 2020, and right now I'm in the best shape of my life. I have the most positive masculine mindset of my life.
Jesus.
And, well, I have a lot of girls that are interested in talking to me right now. In fact, I just went out with 2 of them this weekend, and I get consistent push button results with whatever outcome I desire consistently. Do you realize how happy that makes me? I just want to say that. And it's changed my life because I'm coming from a very positive, happy, masculine standpoint to where I get push button results because I know what's guaranteed to work time in and time out. I've seen the same trends. I've seen the same results. I've seen the same things happen with women over and over and over. And now I'm getting to the level of mastery to where I crush it with every single girl I take out. I no longer have to look stressed out. I no longer have to worry. You know how nice that is? And if you're on the fence about joining, you're investing in yourself here. And if I had to take a time machine back to 2020 May, in the middle of the pandemic, right, I would do it all over again, because you're investing in yourself and there's no limit to what that's worth. And if you had to say, hey Ryan, would you take your money back, or would you rather stay the person you've become and hold the knowledge that you know? I'm staying the person I've become and holding the knowledge I know. It's been worth way more than the amount of money I paid for Casey. In fact, knowing what I know now, I don't even worry about the money I spent because of the person and the man that I've become. And if I had to go back and spend 10 times as much on Casey, I would. Because this program, this brotherhood, the friendships we hold, the knowledge that we hold, the field experience that we hold, guys, it's a no-brainer. Let's get it.
The last part about the
Okay, that was hard to watch. I wanted to show you guys the whole thing. So, first of all, I think before we say anything else, congratulations to Ryan. Genuine congratulations. A very impressive physical transformation. I mean, the guy went from, a nerdy, quasi incel to a to a legit Chad Light. Not sure I would call him a pure Chad. I think he's like, I have weird taste in guys' faces. Like, I actually, because I think Casey's pretty handsome, and I would put Casey ahead of Ryan in the looks department, but I think most women would put Ryan, the new in-shape Ryan, ahead of Casey. I think most women would say Ryan is probably at least a 7, maybe an 8 in the face department. You can tell from the pictures, though, his frame is at least average. To me, his frame looks like it's a little above average. And his height looks to me from the pictures like unless he's got really short legs, he's about 6 feet tall. So, you can tell, he's got hunter eyes. That's, totally genetic. Like I said, good skull shape. His face is, fully properly developed or near fully properly developed. So, basically his transformation is really just replacing his glasses with contacts and getting down to 10% body fat. That's pretty much all he did in terms of physically transforming, which I mean, the contacts isn't a big deal, but in his case, it's like, I remember when I was saying before that most people look better with their glasses. He's another exception. He's a guy who does look a lot better without his glasses, and he had a good face, and then the 10%, he needed to be at 10% body fat to show off that strong bone structure. I actually think his current haircut, which you can sort of see underneath the hat, is worse than the other one. He's got this new fuckboy haircut, and this is a guy who looks like he's in his early 20s, pushing his mid 20s, and in my mind, you're already a little too old for that kind of haircut, and the way he seems to be dressing, the sort of bro look that Casey promotes. I mean, you do whatever makes you happy, obviously, but to me, it looks kind of silly. Like, as you're growing up, like this kind of bro image that Casey's promoting. It may, and I could be a little bit biased because I was never into style or anything, but actually, to me, in terms of fashion, Ryan has regressed. Ryan was better as the nerdy type. I think getting the contacts was the right decision. Losing the weight was great. It seems even like his voice is a little deeper, although he could just be more confident. So, like, great results in that front. But the thing is, like, first thing I want to mention before I forget it is Casey always talks about building everything else, so building up your finances and stuff. Ryan, when he said he wasn't worried about spending the money, didn't say, I don't care about spending the money because I've made so much working with Casey, like, from my business. So my guess is that Ryan has not found, a tremendous amount of financial success. And maybe he's working on it. He probably is, and maybe he will, because you can tell that he's a smart guy. So, whatever, kudos. But he didn't say anything about that, so I don't know if it's too early or what, but I don't think we should, Casey shouldn't be promoting this as an example of that it's going to lead you to financial success. And then, but I think, what we need to do is, let's say that Ryan hadn't come to Casey, okay? Because, look, Ryan says that MBT, working with Casey, has changed his life. And I believe him. To me, seeing him talk, it's changed him, and I can tell he seems really happy. I think I believe him when he says he's out there having tons of success with women when he didn't used to. So, okay, great, and good job for Casey getting that success. I'm not here to argue with that or say that Casey hasn't helped people, because I know he has. But let's say Ryan, instead of spending all that money to Casey, came to me. Okay? Came to me and then just for free advice. And he was going to follow what I said. And I was like, all right, dude, first, I probably wouldn't have said anything about the contacts, although I might have suggested, like, laser eye surgery or something. I would say, okay, here's what we're going to do, man. Get laser eye surgery, because you got the money to pay for Casey. You can go get laser eye surgery. Get down to 10% body fat. If you want, yeah, hit the gym, because it'll raise your testosterone. But to me, from his pictures, it doesn't look like he added a tremendous amount of muscle. I mean, I'm sure he added some, but to me, it looks like he just leaned out. But yeah, I would say, I mean, look, I think lifting weights can be part of improving your SMV. I don't think it's a panacea, but as a tool, I think it can be useful. But I would say, yeah, absolutely. Like, come to I'll train you in the gym, or I'll tell you what weights to lift, because I'm assuming he lives far away from me. So I'll tell you what program to do in the gym. Do it and report to me. All right, when you're done, and then lose the weight, and I'll give him a diet about how to lose the weight, and it wouldn't be some bullshit Casey macros thing. But even then, let's just say I promoted more or less the same fitness program that Casey did, because the results would be the same. I think I would have gotten even better results for him, but the results he's got now are great anyway. So I don't change his fashion. I didn't change his personality or anything. all I did was have him lift weights, lose weight, get laser eye surgery. And my next piece of advice would be, go put yourself out there. You know, go out, go to clubs, and just try to meet girls and experiment with what works. Let's say that Ryan had said, come to me for free and done that stuff, versus would he go to Casey? Would Ryan's results have been any different working with me than working with Casey? Working with me with just common sense advice that you can just get online versus working with Casey. The only thing, that difference that I could see it making is if like putting money down for Casey and like having the accountability of a coach is what made the difference. But in terms of like that's the only thing I can think of. And I, like I said, so without all the, bullshit masculinity psychology and fashion nonsense and haircut nonsense and stuff like that, did that stuff help Ryan at all? And I don't think it did. I really don't think it did. Now, I do think that some of the, when Casey talks about the married guys who he's with, who he's basically taught some relationship game to save their marriages. Now, I don't know what his success rate is, but I believe that has had some success. There's a lot of guys who are essentially, their marriages are falling apart because their wives can't stand how beta they are. And, but even then, like, do you really need all the Casey gobbledygook, or can it just be like, dude, be a man, so just, start, have some how can you expect her to respect you when you have no respect for yourself? Just show some self-respect, show some backbone. And that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't need all this masculine frame shit. I feel like that's actually being confusing and harmful, because what are you going to do? Because it's not always even going to work. Like, what are you going to do when that wears off, or when then there's problems in the relationship and stuff? Do you want the kind of relationship that Casey has with Brittany that apparently almost led to them breaking up? So, yeah, I think like Casey, it's fine for Casey to be proud of this success. But what I don't get is is this really an MBT success? Or would Casey have had the exact same results with this guy if Casey had never done gone into the masculine path and was still doing his fitness business? If Casey was still doing his fitness business and Ryan was a client of his, now I get that he wouldn't have got Ryan as a client that way, but then wouldn't Ryan's results have been exactly the same, except Ryan wouldn't have wasted as much money on clothes and, and got his mind fucked up with, masculinity gobbledygook? In terms of results and success with women, wouldn't Ryan's results have been exactly the same? And I think that, I think it's pretty clear it is. But again, and then I think the last thing is I want to just touch on the black pill thing, the black pill stuff that I'm sure you guys were all thinking of from the beginning. Would the results Ryan have, could those same results be projected to a guy who had the same intelligence, the same personality, the same coachability, okay, but didn't have the hair, the skull, the facial structure, the height, and the frame, and in some cases even the ethnicity or race? Would a guy who was missing those characteristics but was like Ryan in the other ways, still coachable, still smart, still a nice guy, still interesting, would Casey be able to get that guy success? No, I don't think so. And then to not address that is crazy, So and I know it's a marketing thing. So this would be like, you would say like, get him on a phone call and then we'll talk to you and we'll see what we can work out or what results we could have. But like, I think it's pretty clear that Ryan is a best case scenario. The guy's main problem is that he was out of shape and he was a nerd. So get him in shape and get him a little bit more confidence and we're set, In fact, I would be interested to see Ryan now, because he is a pretty good looking guy. Like, he might be good looking enough that he could have had success even with like a nerdy, stumbly personality, because girls like that if you've got, really good, face and height to back it up. You know, I've heard some black pillars say that, you know, they've seen totally unconfident Chad types get approached by girls. And I know it happens. I haven't really seen it, but I don't know if Ryan is quite good looking enough to be at that level, but it would be interesting to see. And the thing what Ryan was saying about push button results, that's fucking bullshit. And I hate when people say guarantees. I guess it's me coming from a sales background. There are no guarantees. There are no guarantees in anything you do in life. All right, that's all for now, and I'll see you in the next.